For more than 15 centuries, it has stood in silence, alone against the passage of time, exposed to storms, wars, earthquakes, and the rise and fall of empire. Yet despite everything history has thrown against it, the Red Church continues to stand as one of Bulgaria's most remarkable historical treasures. Located near the town of Peruštica, not far from the modern city of Plovdiv, these ancient ruins are far more than broken walls and weathered brick. They are a window into a world that vanished long ago, a world where the Roman Empire was transforming, a world where Christianity was reshaping entire civilization, and a world whose echoes can still be felt among these ancient stones. Today, visitors arrive from across Bulgaria and beyond to see the Red Church. At first glance, it appears quiet, simple, almost forgotten. But beneath that silence lies a story stretching back nearly 1,500 years. A story of faith, power, survival, and human ambition. To understand the significance of the Red Church, we must travel back to the 5th century. Europe was changing dramatically. The mighty Western Roman Empire had collapsed under centuries of pressure. Ancient institutions were disappearing. Political systems were being transformed. Entire populations were migrating across the continent. Yet while the West struggled, the Eastern Roman Empire remained strong. Modern historians often refer to it as the Byzantine Empire. From its capital in Constantinople, today's Istanbul, emperors governed vast territories stretching across 3 continents. Christianity had become the dominant religion. Churches were being built everywhere. Magnificent structures rose in cities and towns throughout the empire. The Red Church emerged during this extraordinary period. Although historians continue debating certain details, most believe the church was constructed during the late 5th or early 6th century. This places it among the oldest surviving Christian monuments in Bulgaria. Its builders possessed impressive skills. The structure was designed with remarkable sophistication. Even today, experts studying the site are impressed by its architecture. The church was not an ordinary local chapel. It was a significant religious center, a statement of faith and influence. Its distinctive red bricks gave the monument its modern name. These bricks remain one of the most recognizable features of the structure. Standing before the church today, it is easy to understand why generations of people remembered it. The red color creates a striking contrast against the surrounding landscape, especially during sunrise and sunset, when golden light reflects across the ancient walls. Inside the church, worshippers would once have experienced a very different environment from the ruins we see today. The interior was richly decorated. Beautiful frescoes covered the walls. Colorful artwork depicted religious scenes. Marble decorations enhanced the building's grandeur. Sunlight streaming through windows would have illuminated these decorations, creating an atmosphere intended to inspire awe and devotion. Imagine standing inside the church 1500 years ago. Candles flickering softly, voices echoing through the hall, priests conducting ceremonies, families gathering for worship, children listening to sacred teachings. For the people of that era, the church represented far more than architecture. It was the center of spiritual life, a place where communities gathered during both celebrations and hardships, a place where important moments unfolded across generations. But history rarely remains peaceful for long. The lands of the Balkans have witnessed countless conflicts throughout the centuries. Armies marched through these regions. Kingdoms rose and fell. Empires expanded and contracted. The Red Church existed through many of these transformations. Earthquakes damaged the structure. Political changes altered religious institutions. New rulers brought different priorities. Over time, the church gradually declined. Parts of the building collapsed. Decorations disappeared. The once magnificent interior slowly faded. Yet despite these challenges, the structure survived. That survival alone is extraordinary. Few buildings from this period remain standing today. Even fewer preserve as much historical information as the Red Church. Archaeologists have spent decades studying the site. Every excavation reveals new details about the people who built and used the church. Fragments of frescoes provide clues about artistic tradition. Architectural remains reveal sophisticated construction techniques. Artifacts discovered nearby help historians reconstruct daily life during the early Christian period. The church serves as an important link between modern Bulgaria and its ancient past. But history is only part of the reason people find the Red Church fascinating. There is also its atmosphere. Many visitors describe a unique feeling when standing among the ruins. Perhaps it comes from the silence. Perhaps it comes from knowing that countless generations stood here before us. Or perhaps it comes from the realization that these walls have witnessed events spanning 15 centuries. Imagine everything the church has seen. The final years of the Roman world, the rise of medieval kingdoms, the arrival of new cultures and traditions, the transformation of entire societies. While human lives came and went, the church remained, watching history unfold, patiently enduring the passage of time. One of the most remarkable aspects of the Red Church is how it connects us directly to people from another age. History often feels distant, abstract, something confined to books and museums. But standing beside these ancient walls changes that perception. Suddenly, history becomes tangible, real. The bricks before you were touched by craftsmen who lived 1500 years ago. The ground beneath your feet was walked by worshippers whose names have long been forgotten. Yet through this monument, their presence continues. This ability to connect generations is one reason historical sites matter so deeply. They remind us that we are part of a much larger story, a story stretching far beyond our own lifetimes. The Red Church is not merely a collection of ruins. It is a witness, a survivor, a messenger from the distant past. Its continued existence offers valuable lessons about resilience and preservation. Around the world, countless historical monuments have disappeared. Wars destroy them, natural disasters erase them, neglect causes them to crumble. Protecting sites like the Red Church ensures future generations can continue learning from them. In recent years, significant efforts have been made to preserve the monument. Conservation projects help stabilize the structure. Researchers continue documenting its features. Visitors gain opportunities to experience this extraordinary piece of history. These efforts ensure the story of the Red Church will continue long into the future. As the sun begins to set over the plains near Pereshtitsa, the ancient bricks glow with warm shades of red and gold. The shadows grow longer. The landscape becomes quieter, and for a brief moment, it becomes easier to imagine the world that once surrounded this place, a world of Byzantine influence, ancient traditions, religious devotion, and communities whose lives revolved around this remarkable structure. Though centuries have passed, the Red Church continues to inspire curiosity and admiration. It stands as a symbol of endurance, a reminder of Bulgaria's rich cultural heritage, and one of the most important surviving monuments from the early Christian world. Long after empires disappeared, long after kingdoms vanished, long after the people who built it were gone, the Red Church remained silent, patient, unbroken in spirit, waiting for new generations to discover its story. The Red Church, a monument of faith, a survivor of history, and one of Bulgaria's greatest forgotten treasures.